What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Freerider. This morning we're at Traralgon, Harley-Davidson. We're about 2 hours southeast of Melbourne, but most importantly, an hour 45 away from the world-famous Phillip Island. And that puts Traralgon Harley-Davidson in a unique position. It's like a gatekeeper to the coolest riding event in Australia. Bikes, hand-curated gear, full service and custom workshop. It's been owner-operated by Paul since 2016. Now, this whole area is flush with some beautiful rides, and if you push down to the coastline, you can find some serious gems. But we have some business to take care of. And thanks to Traralgon Harley-Davidson, today our weapon of choice is the Sportster S. The Sportster S is one of the fastest Harley-Davidsons on the market, and if there's anyone that knows about going from 0 to 100 in about 3 seconds, it's today's guest, Ross Clarke-Jones. Dark Bones is one of the world's best big wave surfers. He's taken some of the biggest waves ever attempted. He's an artist, mental health advocate, entrepreneur, loves going fast on the water, and he's an absolute maniac on the track. Ross has been a great friend of mine since we competed on Australian Survivor together, and he has graciously invited me down to Phillip Island to check out what he's up to. Let's get going. If there's one thing about the weather in Victoria, it can change at the drop of a hat. But I'm not just a fair weather rider, especially when we only have 2 days to film. Flat track styling, high exhaust and tracker bars. A bunch of tech, and most importantly the Revolution Max 1250T that gives it a ton of power. It's super fun to ride. And the Sportster S can handle any conditions, especially being able to change the ride modes from rain to sport with the click of a button. Me getting out of my rain gear when the sun comes out, not so simple. But definitely worth the quick change. Until it started raining again 5 minutes later. But who cares about the weather when the ride down to Phillip Island is so spectacular?
Hey, you made it. Oh, good on you, Dave. How are you going?
I'm so good. How you been going?
Yeah, good. What are you riding here?
Well, I was going to say, what do you think of this bad boy? This is Sportster S.
Nice.
Not bad, eh?
This is a new one, huh?
I put it through a lot of rain.
How's the mud going?
It's a little bit. How's the back of my jacket?
Yeah, there you go. No mud guards. Looks cool. Looks
yeah, it's
sick.
super cool. Speaking of cool, look at this garage. Check this out.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. How you going?
Dude, it is so good to see you. Firstly, how did you get into surfing? How did you get into motorcycles? And do you feel there's similarities between the two?
Oh, there's a lot of similarities. Like, first time I was on a motorbike, I was age 10 in Gosford. It was actually before I surfed. Just jumped on and went straight into a lantana bush. Just cut myself. That was my introduction. And age 11, I started surfing.
So it's been in your blood?
Yeah. So, since I was 3 weeks old, my father used to take me to Balmoral bars, chuck me in the ocean, and every day before school.
Now, you surf some of the biggest waves in the world. I want to talk about mindset. Do you feel like the mindset you have when you're riding waves or whether you're riding motorcycles translate? And what does that mindset look like?
You have to concentrate, and it's all by yourself, right? So you're relying on nothing but your senses for a bit of throttle, a bit of leaning, and it's all sight and touch. The senses are so heightened. Riding a bike as well is the same thing at speeds. Like we're doing 100, feels like 100 Ks on a surfboard.
Yeah.
And I can do like 300 Ks on a bike. So.
Yeah. What is that feeling like, man, that sensation, like as you're accelerating down the wave? Because I feel like sometimes I'm on a motorcycle and that hit of acceleration, I'm like, do they feel similar at all as you're like really hitting that speed?
It's a similar forces. I mean, the centrifugal force on the surfboard and the bike. It's like hitting the apex. You know, when there's like a certain amount of speed, it's the same. Although you're leaning differently, but you're still like that or like that, but you're still, your head's focused, and it's the same adrenaline rush, I guess.
sometimes it's hard to talk about mental health
Yeah.
struggles. For me, my mental health is really helped by riding and being present. Do you want to talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, like, no one opens up enough, and, you know, especially men. For me, personally, I didn't need any help until I had an injury a couple of years ago, and I couldn't surf. But as soon as you lose your identity, I lost my income, I lost my sponsors, and I just went into a hole. And I needed help, you know. I needed help I got a professional help, and it really helped. You haven't lost what you had, you know. That's what I always thought. I've lost my lifestyle. You know? It's still there. I just need to get through this little period to come back. And now I have. It's taking one step at a time, going back to the ocean, just looking at it, just getting, and then paddling out. And I took one step at a time and got on my bike again. And then that was the therapy and doing artwork.
I was going to say, what about your artwork? Because you've got some incredible stuff.
It's like a therapy, I guess. Surfing, riding, and artwork, it goes in hand. You're just concentrating and just being free with your movements and stuff, and not focusing on what you've lost or what you haven't got anymore, or yeah.
Which leads me to your new project.
Yeah.
Tell me about Born Maniac. It looks amazing. I see some of the art on the wetsuits.
Yeah. So Aidan Clark from 2XU, he came to me going, Ross, we can do a brand together. Just I want to focus around you and your thing. And I said, well, and he said, you know, born 6666, that's where I was born. And he goes, you know, something around that. And I go on. And then I just came up with the name Born Maniac.
When I heard the name, there was only one person I could associate with.
You. No, but the thing is he said it can resonate with a lot of people because everyone has a little bit of maniac in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're born with a little maniac. Even the bankers, they're really straight people. There's got a little bit of maniac in them. You know, there's a little guy there.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's so good to see you,
me
brother.
too, brother.
So that's it for today's episode. Check out the HD app in your smartphone if you want to try this ride out. Go to www.biketalks.com.au for our episode guides, and make sure you get some riding in around Phillip Island. Beautiful roads, beautiful surfing, penguins, and some other event that is eluding my mind for some reason. Ride free.